days for bicycle riding. Why? Because it's becoming a very, very popular sport these days. It's also becoming one of the most unusual ways to see America. And one of the fellows these days who are seeing America the unusual way is Joe Bowen from Bowen, Kentucky. Joe, what's the purpose behind your touring America?
I want to discover America for myself, and also to learn the people in the United States and how they live. And I figured that by bicycle was the only way I could afford it.
When did you decide to take this tour?
It was about after I'd spent 2 years in the Air Force, and I started dreaming and planning on it. And then when I got discharged, I started out on the trip.
Which was when?
April the 8th, 1967.
Where'd you start from?
I started in a little town just north of Los Angeles, California.
And where is this going to take you then? All over America, into Canada, and where?
Yes. After I left Los Angeles, I went to British Columbia, Canada, through Seattle, Washington, and then to Alberta. And then from there, I zigzagged down through all the western states, down to Sonora, Mexico. And then from Sonora to Florida, through the Carolinas, Kentucky, up to Ohio and Indiana. And from here, I'm going through Cleveland, Niagara Falls, New York, Philadelphia, and end it in Washington, D.C.
What have you learned on your trip so far?
Well, it would take a long time. But one thing that I think I've learned is that the American people are really a great bunch of people, and they're not as bad as some people think they are.
Would you give this advice to anybody else who wants to see America? Would you advise them to see it by bike?
Yes, I think this way you're out there with the people. You're out there in the country, you know, you're right in it. If you're traveling by car, it's so fast, you don't really enjoy it. And I think if a person will make themselves have the time or take the time to do this, I think it'd be a wonderful way to see the country.
And where will you end up then, in Washington?
Yes, I'll end up in Washington, but this weekend I'm spending the weekend with the League of American Wheelmen Convention, which is held in Marion, Indiana, and I've been asked to be their guest speaker there.
Have you been asked to be a guest speaker or talk at banquets elsewhere around the country?
Yes, I have. I've had the privilege of speaking to boys clubs, Optimist clubs, Kiwanis, and church groups all over the United States.
Well, just very briefly, what about your equipment? Besides your bike, what kind is it?
I have a 10-speed touring bicycle. It's made by the Swin Company, and it has the small, narrow tires, and then it has 10 gears on it. This will get me up and back and forth across the Rocky Mountains. And I carry 3 changes of clothes, water bottle, a little thing here in front you see that I carry extra books, you know, to read, to keep me going, you know, and I also keep my riding material.
How many sets of tires have you gone through?
I'm on my 8th tire.
Joe, thank you very much, and the best of luck to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.